I've done a couple of long sets the last few days, and I wanted to talk about that. And I really like doing long sets for a couple of reasons. One, it lets you really focus on and learn and test out new strategies. When I play viewers, right, we play first to three usually. That's not a very long set. In fact, it's not a lot of time to make long-term adjustments and really dig in to a matchup in a way that like lets you experiment heavily. It's like running an experiment. If you try it a couple of times, that's very different than if you try it 30, 50, 60, 100 times, right? You can get a much better idea with what's working, what's not working, what you need to adjust, what they can adjust, etc. And the nice thing about it is my game plan and strategy is I form ideas based on playing my viewers. I form ideas based on watching. I form ideas based on playing in heaven and other places. You really get to sit down, take your ideas and say, okay, is any of this working? Is some of this working? Is all of it good? Some of it bad? Like, what do I need to change, adjust? What are they doing, etc. And then after that, you can sit down and re-theory craft some new ideas and strategies and see how you feel about it, right? And the nice thing about long sets too is that you definitely have moments where you slip into your autopilot. Your autopilot becomes like very necessary for a longer set at some points because you're just playing the same interactions over and over, and it drills into you doing the right answers very quickly. How many of you have like played a matchup against a character you don't fight that often, Zato or something? You fight a Zato player in heaven and you're like, wow, okay, I need to figure out how to stop this, 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 and this. I got to come up with some new stuff. You come up with some new stuff and you don't see a Zato player again for like a week. I haven't seen a Zato player in so long that I don't even remember the stuff that I was going to try, right? That's the nice thing about scheduling and planning long sets like that is it allows you to prepare for something specific and then grind the muscle memory in. So even if you haven't played against a Zato player in a while, you play a long set, then it's in your muscle memory. You know what to do in the matchup. It's kind of natural for you. You don't have to think about it anymore. And I think it's okay if your long sets don't go the way you want. Like, your strategy's not working and the things you're trying are not maybe right, or you're executing them wrong, or you're struggling to execute them, or whatever. That just means you got a bunch of shit to change. I think the worst feeling is walking away from a set thinking, I don't know what I could have done different. That is a bad sign. That means that you either couldn't come up with anything during the set, or like what you came up with preset did not work very well, or whatever happened in the set, you were too frustrated, or there was an oversight in what your strategy could have been improved on, what you could have done better. If you like come away from a set and you're not thinking like, okay, I got lots of new stuff to try and test. If you don't feel that way, you should give the set some space and then come back and then reevaluate. Talk yourself through what you're thinking, what they're thinking, what you can try different, etc. And like really think about it, because I'm sure you will immediately be like, oh, okay. And the other thing I was going to mention, and this is important for long sets, because long sets can just keep going. At some point during the long set, you're going to feel your brain begin to no longer function. Eventually, you feel your brain begin to just like splat into mush. At that point, you gotta take a break. It doesn't matter if you're winning, it doesn't matter if you're losing. Take a break, get up, stretch, think about it. That feeling can be useful to train your autopilot, right? So if you're really trying to work on your autopilot, make your autopilot better, and you're tired or whatever, that's fine. But whenever you feel like, okay, my brain is mush, I'm not thinking anymore, I'm not doing the stuff I'm supposed to do, I'm too tired to like execute this in the right way, gotta get up and stretch. Gotta stretch, get up, take a break, come back, sit down. When I play my viewers, I play for like 3 hours normally, right? And I make it through 3 hours and I'm chilling. I'm like, all right, gamers, cool. I'll catch you guys around, no problem. The difference is between all of my sets, I play you first to three. The set ends, we go back to the lobby, the next person sets up, I'm talking in the chat room, I'm chilling, right? There's a lot of downtime between, these games. When I play these long sets, I'm mashing rematch. I am playing basically every moment, and not only am I playing every moment, I'm talking to the chat, I'm explaining my strategy, their strategy, what I'm doing to adjust, what they're doing to adjust, for like, 2.5 hours or something. And at that point, your brain really just, it kind of shuts off. Doing specific, focused play and talking to the chat and stuff at the same time is very tiring. So if I feel that I'm slipping and my brain is just not in it anymore, doesn't have the ability to soak up new information, or it's not adjusting, I just take a break. I'm like, okay, I need a little break here. Even though in your mind you might be like, oh, I just really want to try this thing, I really want to do it. It's much better to just take a break and come back. I'm telling you, both of those sets, I could feel it. Like there was some situation that happened where I was like, Yep, all right. And I was like, okay, at that point, when I feel that point right there, it's time to take a step back and be like, okay. Yeah, my voice also begins to go after too long, but it's like, okay, let me come back and like rethink about this, because it happens, right? It's very easy to happen. It's different for all kinds of environments. Like a tournament environment is different from like a long set, and a long set is different from just running sets or grinding the tower or whatever it is. Yeah, I was gonna play another long set today too. I mean, I was down to do it, but I told you guys, I asked Super Noon, I was like, yo, you trying to play a long set? And Super Noon was like, when? And I said on stream, dude, during the daylight hours. I was like, sometime 1:30 my time to 2, which is like 4:30 to 5 your time. And he was like, well, my sleep schedule is really bad. And I was like, I mean in the afternoon, like 5 p.m. And he was like, I know. So I'll find some other sets next week, maybe. I don't want to do a set on Tuesday because that's console day. And the PC players have 4 other days of the week. So if I can get like 1 or 2 or 3 sets on the other days, and those are always good. Listen. I loved yesterday when I was talking to Anakin and Cuddlecore, and Cuddlecore was like, you got to get hype about your wins and post them on Twitter. Because she is actually so fucking right. If you don't constantly tell people what you're doing, they just assume you're dead. If you never tweet like, hey, I won this tournament, everybody just assumes you've lost every tournament. Or you're just not playing in tournaments, right? If Deb doesn't tweet she ate a burger, like she's actually starving to death. Somebody was like, man, remember when Sajam did match analysis? It's been forever since that happened. And Moss was like, I uploaded one 2 days ago and another one today. And they were like, what?